Today, we are here to celebrate, remember, and honor the memory of Anne Jack. She will be remembered by many here as a beloved friend, but to me, she was my mother. Her life was an inspiration to me, and I'd like to share my memory of her with you all. From as early as I can remember, Anne Joy Jack has been a bedrock in my life. From the moment I was born, she served both responsibilities of a mother and a father. She was there to pull me back whenever I strayed, and she was there to push me whenever I was hesitant to do right. And though she suffered physically from an impaired ability to walk, and even as she became extremely sick towards the end, she was always ready to stand tall against any situation that would came up against me and the rest of my family. The who and what were never in question growing up with my mother. What I always wondered about her life was how and why. How do you fight on when everything seems set against you? How do you keep walking through the heavy waters of life that always seems to resist your progress? Why keep going? Every now and then, I used to dwell over the bad hand that I felt that life had dealt her. She used to tell me about the mischief she used to get up to with her siblings growing up, how many different countries she visited, and all the adventures she had before I was born. And yet, all I could think of now was her always having to be in the shop, barely being able to travel because of her ailment and having to take care of me. I was always focusing on the negative, and I remember thinking, perhaps selfishly, that life would in some way knock me down as well. So as a child, I asked her seriously about the struggles of life, not just hers, but everyone's. How can you face against the struggle of life and why? She told me you have to push forward, to keep your goals ahead of you so you always have something to strive towards. Using the experience of adversity to make you stronger and any fortune to make you better. That in itself is life. And so from the earliest I could remember, she did everything she could to prepare me for whatever life could throw at me. And I don't just mean just making sure I went to school and getting an education. She was proud of me for that, of course. Who else would jump up and cheer in the middle of a quiet hall when her son won a poetry competition? But she was determined to go further than that with me. She tried to give me every possible skill she could. Everything from shopkeeping to planting crops in the garden to sell, learning to draw at the Fort King George Lighthouse, pottery making, tie-dyeing, and smoking chicken at the back of the house to sell at Christmas. Many a time I would walk into the shop, smelling of smoked chicken, hands covered in clay and paint, shirt tie-dye in various colors of the rainbow, asking, "Mommy, why am I doing all of this?" And smiling, she would simply remind me that she was preparing me for anything that would come my way. Not just the bad things that one needs to withstand, but the good opportunities to take advantage of and build upon. I have now spent 2/3 of my life away from home since I was 12 years old, in pursuit of both education and earning a livelihood. Due to a physical condition and my life pursuits, we couldn't see each other as often as we would have liked. But those life lessons have always been ingrained in me. Things I can cherish in moments of accomplishment, and things I can turn to whenever I feel lonely and abandoned. And now, when I think back to my fears and doubts as a child, the truth should have been obvious from the start. I was so concerned looking around at the raging waters of life, and how and why she was walking through it when I could have simply looked down and seen that she was carrying me. And so, my memory of her comes full circle. Who was she? Anne Jack, lovingly referred to throughout life as Joy. What was she? A daughter to a proud mother, sister to 9 loving siblings, and a mother to an eternally grateful son. Where is she? A place higher and better than where we sit. How did she live? With perseverance and a fiery spirit so strong it illuminates the darkest of shadows and deepest of storms. And why did she live? To be the best person she could be for herself and to others. And if I believe that in life she was there for others, I have to believe that that holds true now. This memorial isn't just about the end of life, but how we all go forward. So, me, I can truly say that I have now learned to walk through those waters. To all gathered, I hope you can find inspiration not only to walk through those waters, but to teach your children how to walk through them as well. And to you, mother, you are in a place where you don't have to fight anymore. You can rest. And where you are, you don't have to walk anymore. So now you can fly. I love you, Mom, forever and always. Thank you for everything. Your loving son, Karan.